Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose. In this video, we will see sort a nearly sorted array problem, which is also known as the k-sorted array problem. Now in this problem, we are given an array of n elements and each element in the array is at most k away from its target position. Now what do you mean by k away? If the current element index in the array is, let's say, x, then the range of its current position in the sorted array, which will be the resultant array formed from the current array, will be index x minus k to x plus k. Okay, so let us take an example. Let's say that our goal is to sort an array in ascending order, right? And this is our given array. Then what will be the correct position of each and every element? Now if you talk about this element, let's say this element 2, then what will be its index range in the resulting array? Now since k is equals to 3, that means this element 2 can be 3 positions to the left or it can be 3 positions to the right, but it should always be in the bounds of this array, right? So if you go 3 positions to the left, that means 3 jumps to the left, 1 jump, 2 jump and 3 jump, then you will reach to index 0. If you go to 3 positions to the right, that is 3 jumps to the right, then it will be 1 jump, 2 jump and 3 jump, right? So now you will be reaching to index 6. So the range at which this number can be present in the resultant array will be from index 0 to index 6. Therefore, the correct position of the value 2 in the resultant index will be from index 0 to index 6. Now, if you talk about, let's say, element 3, then what will be its range of index? It will be from this given index 2 minus 3 to 2 plus 3, because we will be making 3 jumps to the left. But you will see that when we make 2 jumps to the left, then we reach to index 0 and we cannot move to the left of this 0. Therefore, it will range from 0 to 3 jumps to the right, 1, 2 and 3. That means 0 to 5. Okay. And also, let us take this example. Like if you want to find the range for this element 6, then what will it be? On the left hand side, you do not have any element. So on the left hand side, your value will be 0. On the right hand side, how many jumps you can make? You can make 3 jumps, 1, 2 and 3. So you can go from index 0 to index 3, that is 0 plus 3. Okay. So the range for this element 6 will be from 0 to 3 in the resulting array. So now if we sort this array in the ascending order, then you will see that 2 will come first. So it is in the range of 0 to 6 index. Now 3 will come second. It is at index 1. But in the current array, it was at index 2, right? So this will also be coming in the range of 0 to 5. Okay, index 0 to 5. And if you look at this number 5, then it was at index 1. So its range was from 0 to 4 and it is lying at index 2, right? So all the elements are k sorted. It will not be outside the range of k jumps from the current position in the current array, right? So I hope you are able to understand this. Now let's say the k value is 3. Then what will be the range of index for an element? If the given element is lying at index value equals to x, then obviously the range of elements will be from x minus k, that is x minus 3 to x plus 3. Okay, so the sorted array will be containing this element at index x in these element, that is in these index ranges. I hope you have understood this entire problem. Now, what is a simplest way to solve this problem? Well, what we can do is we can just sort and we can enjoy. Okay, so the time complexity will just be n log n. So if you take this entire array, you are asked to form an ascending order, then you will just sort it in ascending order using template libraries. Okay, so it will be n log n time. But this is the simplest approach. Can we improve this approach? Now can we use the property of this k sorted array? K sorted implies that an element can be at most k indices away on either side in the final sorted array, and it should be within the bounds of the array. Okay. Now this is compared to its current position in the current array, right? So this one I have already explained. Can we use this property? Well, if you have solved some questions on insertion sort already, then you might guess that this problem can be solved by insertion sort, right? And if you are new to this problem, if you haven't solved more problems on insertion sort, then I will suggest you to solve them more, because you cannot get the intuition if you do not practice, right? So this is one of the simplest problem to get your hands on insertion sort. Now in this case, what are the steps of doing insertion sort and why are we even doing insertion sort? We will look at the end of this technique. So let us first see How to solve it? By using insertion sort. Now what we will do is, we will assume that the 0th index element is at the correct position. Okay, because if there is only one element in the array, then obviously it will be at its correct position. So if there are more than one element in the array, then only we need to apply this insertion sort. That is the logic, right? Now if there are two or more elements, then what do? We will follow this step 2. So step 2 is saying that for each element from index 1 to n minus 1, that means in this case n value is equals to 6. So if we are talking about index 1 to n minus 1, we are talking about, this will be 7 because there are 7 elements. We are talking about index 1 to index 6, right? Now we will start at this index 1. Now we want to put this value 5 at its correct position on the left hand side. Okay. So what do? We will apply insertion sort on this element and we will put it at the correct position on the left hand side. And since we are sorting it in ascending order, we will keep moving to the left unless we find an element which is lower than this current element. Okay. So this is the logic behind insertion sort. If you do not know insertion sort, then you should watch the video on insertion sort first. So what do we do here? Well, is 5 less than 6? Yes, it is less than 6. So it will be swapped. 5 will come here and 6 will come here. Now we are at the end of this array. So we will stop here. So what is our new array element? It is 5, 6 and all these elements are same. Okay. And now we have processed this first index. So we will be moving on to the second index. Second index is having element 3. Now we will again apply insertion sort on this. So we will check from this element. Is 6 greater than 3? Yes. So 3 will come here, 6 will go here. Now we will come to 3. Is 5 greater than 3? Yes. So 3 will come here and 5 will come here. Okay. Now this index is also processed. Now we will move on to this index 3. So we will keep moving this element to the left unless we find an element which is lower than this current element, since we are sorting in ascending order, right? So is 6 greater than 2? Yes. So 6 will come here, 2 will come here. Is 2 greater than 5? Yes. So 2 will come here, 5 will come here. Is 2 greater than 3? No. So 2 will come here, 3 will come here. I hope you are understanding this insertion sort. Now this index 3 has been processed. We move to this index 4. Now we will compare 8 with 6. 8 is greater, so nothing will be done. It is at its correct position. We will compare 10 with 8. Now 8 is lower, so we will not do anything. We will compare 9 with 10. So 10 is larger, therefore it will be swapped. 10 will come here, 9 will come here. Now again compare 9 with this 8. So 8 is lower, we will stop here. And all the elements in this array have been processed, right? So what is our final array? Final array is 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9 and 10. So we wanted to sort it in ascending order, right? And this is in ascending order. So we are making use of this k sorted property. And how is that? The time complexity here is not n square. If you are thinking about n square, it is not n square. Because if you take an element, like imagine this element, let's say element 2, then how many positions it can move to left hand side? Well, in the worst case, it will be moving k positions to the left because each element is k sorted. Okay. So even if you apply insertion sort to any element, it will move at most k positions to the left. So there are n elements and we are moving each element at most k position to the left, and so time complexity will be order of nk. Okay. Now if k value is large, then obviously nk will be greater than order of n log n. So you might feel that this simple sorting technique is better. Yes, this simple sorting technique is better than this insertion sort for larger values of k. Because if you apply log on this n, then obviously log will compress the value to a large extent, right? So that is why this nk is not better. This n log n is better. Now how do we improve the time complexity which will be better than this n log n, which is our simplest technique? Okay. So let us see a third technique. Now in this third technique, we can use a heap. Now you might think that why are we using heap here? So you should practice some questions on heap. Actually, for getting the elements in the sorted order, there is one technique called heap sort, which I have already explained. Link will be in the description below. You can go there and watch how do we sort using a heap sort technique. Once you know heap sort, then if you solve some problems, you will come to know that if there are some chunks in the array and you want to get it sorted, then we can apply either insertion sort or we can use heap sort. So heap sort is considered as better than the insertion sort. Now let us see how do we use the technique of heap sort here. Now what we will do is k value is equals to 3. Okay. So if you consider this first element, let's say this is 6, right? So how many indices it can move to the right? It can move only 3 jumps. So this is 1 jump, 2 jump and 3 jump. Okay. So 3 jump means this current element can be at this current index or it can be at maximum this index 3. So when we are talking about k equals to 3, then a given element can be at k plus 1 positions. Okay, if you consider this current index as well, right? Because we are not considering anything to the left. In the insertion sort as well, we were just considering the left elements. We did not consider the positions to the right. In this case as well, we will be only considering elements to the right and not on the left. So here, if you consider an element which will be present at index 0, then obviously the element which will be present in the sorted order in index 0 will be from among the elements at index 0, 1, 2 or 3, right? Because the array is k sorted. So the element which will be smallest will be among this first k plus 1 elements. So what we will do is we will make a min heap which will keep track of the minimum element in the heap. Okay. And this minimum element will be stored in the root element. So we will take the first k plus 1 elements and we will apply the build heap algorithm. So the build heap algorithm will take order of k plus 1 time. Okay. Because it takes order of n time for n elements. In this case, we are just taking the first k elements. So 6, 5, 3, 2 will be inserted into the heap first, right? And now what will we do is we will take an array. This is our answer array, which will be storing the resulting array elements in ascending order, right? We will be processing this element now. So we are at index 4 because we have inserted all these elements. Now the heap is full. Heap was of size k plus 1. This was our heap size. Once we reach to this element, that is index 4 element, we will pop the top element by applying extract min algorithm, which is exactly the same as extract max algorithm for max heap. In this case, this is a min heap, so we will apply extract min algorithm. If you have any confusion in this, then I have already explained this in the video. Link for that is also present in the description below. So we will take out the top element. Now we will take out the top element. It will obviously be the minimum element. 2 will be taken out. Okay. So what is done is last element is replaced with this one. So 6 will come here and the heap size will be reduced by 1. And again we will apply min heapify on this root element. So now 3 will become the root. Okay. And 6 will come here. So the new heap will look like this. 3 will be the root element, 6 will be the left child and 5 will be the right child. Okay. This is the root element. Now 8 will get inserted. So when we insert 8, then we will be inserting top down left to right order. So the next position to get inserted is this one. Now we will apply the percolate up algorithm as I had explained how to insert an element into the heap. Okay. In the same video where I have explained the extract min or extract max. So percolate up will keep this element here because we want the minimum element as the root element since this is a min heap. So you have processed this index as well. Now we will move on to the next index. This is index 5, right? And this is having element 10. So we will take out the minimum element. We will take out 3. We will push it into our answer vector. That is our answer array. So what will be the structure here? This link will be gone. 8 will come here. Again, min heapify will be called. So 5 will come here and 8 will go here, right? And now this 10 will get inserted. So 10 will be inserted as the left child of this 6. Okay. So the new heap structure will be 5 will be the root and the left child will be 6. Right child will be 8 and 10 will be the left child of this 6. Okay. So this will be the new heap structure. So 10 is also inserted. So this is processed. We move on to the next index. This is index 6. Okay. So index 6 is having element 9. Now the heap is full. Take out the minimum element. We will push it here. So 5 will be pushed here, right? So this 5 is pushed. 10 will be replacing this. This link will be gone. Again, we will apply min heapify. So 10 will come here. 6 will come here, right? So the new heap structure will be like this. So again 9 will be pushed into this heap. So when 9 is pushed, then 9 will be pushed here. Again we will apply percolate up algorithm, and percolate up will swap these elements, like this element 10 will be replaced by 9 and this 9 will be replaced by 10. Okay, so this is the final heap structure. And now all these elements have been processed. So after processing all the elements, n minus k plus 1 elements will be present into this answer vector, right? So the last k plus 1 elements will have to be popped one by one, because when we keep popping the element one by one, then we will keep getting the elements in ascending order, because this is a min heap. If it was asked to make these elements in descending order in a k sorted array, then obviously you will be taking a max heap. Okay, so here we will be popping the elements, so 6 will come out first. Now the root will be 8. So if you pop again, 8 will come out. Now the root will be 9. You will pop 9, 10 will be the root and the only element, so you will pop 10 as well. So this will be your answer vector. Okay, so these are all the elements contained in ascending order in the array. So this was our k sorted array, and we have found all the elements in ascending order using heap of size k plus 1. Okay, so what will be the time complexity in this case? Well, if you can analyze it, then you will see that there were n elements. Okay, so we built a heap using just k plus 1 elements. So the time complexity for build heap was order of k plus 1. After applying build heap, we were applying this extract min as well as percolate up algorithm n minus k plus 1 times. Okay, so we were applying n minus k plus 1 times. What algorithms were being applied? It was extract min, which will take log n, since this is a complete binary tree, log n, and percolate up will also take log n. So let's assume it is log n only. Okay, and since we were applying for these many elements, it will be multiplied. So this was the total time complexity here. Now you might think about one more time complexity, that we are also traversing this entire array once, so you can add order of n in here as well, right? So if you will reduce it, then the time complexity will be n plus n minus k log k. Okay, so in the first technique we had seen that the simple approach was giving us n log n. Let's assume that n is very large than k. The second technique which we used by using insertion sort, there time complexity was nk. Now here the time complexity is n plus n minus k log k, right? So you will see that this is log k, and in the first technique it was log n. So obviously k will always be less than equals to n. Therefore you can say that log k will always be less than equals to log n. Therefore the time complexity of this heap algorithm should always be less than equals to the first simplest algorithm which we had seen by just using template library, that is by using merge sort. Okay, so the worst technique in this case was insertion sort, which was taking nk time. I hope you understood all the three algorithms as well as their comparisons and which was better. Now let us look at the code for the insertion sort as well as heap technique. I have taken both these codes directly from Geeks for Geeks. Okay, so in this case this is the first insertion sort technique. Here we will be given the array as well as the size of the array, and we are just ignoring the 0th index element, and we will be starting from the first index element, and we will be performing the insertion sort right from the first index to n minus 1th index, right? So this I have already explained, and the same algorithm have been applied here using insertion sort. So I think this code will be self-explanatory. Now coming to this heap technique. Now in this heap technique as well, array is given. This is the k sorted array. This is not a normal array. Okay, this is k sorted array, and now it will be calling this sort k function. Okay, and after sorting it will be printing the entire array, which should give the elements in ascending order, right? So let me just show you how to do this sort k. So this is the sort k function. In this case we are getting this array as well as size of the array and the k value. So I had already told you that we will be taking the first k plus 1 elements and we will be pushing them into a heap. So in this case they have taken priority queue, which is also a heap. Now after taking the heap, we will be taking index value equals to 0, because we will be taking an answer vector which we will be filling. I already told you this. So we will be filling from index 0. Now once we have filled all the k plus 1 elements, we will be starting from k plus 2th element. So since indexing is done from 0, so we will be filling k plus 1 elements from index 0 to k, and here we will be starting from index k plus 1 and move to index n minus 1, right? And I have shown you that we will first be taking out the top element, we will pop it, and again we will push the current element into the heap. We will repeat it for n minus k plus 1 times. Okay. So after doing these operations, n minus k plus 1 elements will be present in our array, and the last k plus 1 elements can directly be popped unless the heap is empty, and so we will get this entire answer vector which will be sorted. Okay. So I have shown you how to sort in ascending order. In order to sort in ascending order, we had taken min heap. Okay. So if you are given a k sorted array and you are asked to sort in descending order, then you will have to use max heap. So I think these techniques were pretty simple. Okay, and I hope you understood all the comparisons and all the techniques which can be applied here. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I will try to help you as soon as possible. If you love our work, then please try to donate. It will help us bring more quality content for free for everyone. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.